Today we're going to be checking out Wasp-lang. So that's wasp-lang.dev. As you can see, it's in alpha right now. So we're just going to take a look, play around with it, and kind of share first impression. So I haven't looked too much at Wasp before this, but as we can see, it's a simple language for developing full stack web apps with less code. Sounds exciting, right? So describing high-level features with Wasp DSL, and write the rest of your logic in React, Node, and Prisma. Okay, awesome. So I'm guessing, most people have heard of React. You know what Node is, server-side JavaScript, and then Prisma, which is, how do you describe Prisma? I guess it's basically a database, and it's really cool. So let's take a look. Okay, so, you've got .wasp, the file extension. So here's a to-do app, title, okay, visible in tab. Okay, so that would, I've got pinned tabs, but, we'd see it up there, which actually, you'll see that this says Wasp. For SEO, little tip. Routes, you can define routes. So kind of like the location or the path. We'll deliver main. So you can define a page and a block. Import your React. Okay, so we might define okay, so I'm guessing it takes like one component. I hope that's not, well, for a second I was like, oh, is that a typo and that's supposed to say next, but probably. Full stack auth out of the box. That's pretty exciting. Okay, auth, user entity, user, methods, email, and password. Okay, so backed by Y Combinator, so pretty credible. #1 product of the day. So if you're using Windows, so we'll just kind of keep going through the landing page and see what we can learn and read before we actually try it. Open source declarative DSL for devs who want to use modern web stack without writing boilerplate. Okay, sounds promising. Front end, back end, and deployment, all unified within one concise language. Okay, zero config, all best practices. So how it works. So, you give it a Wasp, JS, CSS, all files as input. So there's a compiler which generates the source code of your app. Okay, cool. So we've got a cool diagram. So, you're writing this in Vim or your IDE like VS Code. Basically, all of this is input, which goes into the Wasp compiler, right? Because remember, this is a language that we're working with. And then it delivers to you your web app, right? Which is broken into front end, back end, and deployment. I wonder what it uses for deployment. I wonder if it's only AWS or if they support like Vercel or Netlify for or I wonder in the back end, I wonder if that's like serverless or at least, yeah, I don't know. Anyways. Okay, so let's see, what do they promise? Quick start, cool. Speed and power, move fast, but drop in when you need more control, no lock-in. You can eject, which I think a lot of people appreciate. Human readable source code, that's awesome. Quick to start, easy to scale. So flexible. So as flexible as Ruby on Rails. I have not used Ruby on Rails, but I know that a lot of people rave about it. Start your project. So we used Wasp to implement a copy of Medium. Okay, cool. Okay, so they're using, oh, you can open that and just kind of take a look. So yes, you can see this is using Material UI, an article. Nice, okay. So your feed, like your test article, inline code. So let's say go.com. Not my real email. We'll just do password. Super scare. Cool. Okay, so let's create an article. Hello world. Programming. Markdown content. Hello world. Wow. This is super cool. Joe. Nice. Let's publish. Hey, look at that. Okay. Nice. So, basically basic CRUD app. Let's delete it. Okay, maybe that's not implemented or maybe I have to refresh. Okay, maybe if we go back, my guess is it deleted, but just try that one more time. Cool, and we'll publish. Let's leave a comment. Nice, look at that. Okay, let's edit it and delete. Failed to delete article. Interesting, okay. Well, not super important, just a demo app. Cool, let's keep going. And the source code. Let's actually just browse that. So Wasp, examples, real world. Okay, so it's a benchmark for implementing a relatively complex app. Here we implement, okay. Dang, it's crazy to think that that app has all of this and that's well implemented. Oh, I wonder if someone wish it could implement unit tests. Oh, interesting, so that's a current limitation. End-to-end tests, right? Yeah, it would be cool if it integrated with like Jest and then for end-to-end like Cypress or Playwright. Yeah. Man, wow, they're collecting. This is awesome. Okay, so we've got the README. Let's check out what like the main Wasp looks like. Okay, so we saw the conduit. Oh, cool. So head is an array. So you can pass in like link tags for, in this case, they're passing in a Google font. Very simple auth, right? So if it failed, redirect to login. Totally makes sense. User entity, we just have a user and email and password. So main. Okay, so that's definitely not a typo. Extension. Main. So route login. Okay, so I like this so far, this API, because at least from a glance, we'll take a look when we write some, but it's very readable. It's predictable, right? Like you see, you got the route, the path, this arrow, a page, and main, right? Like it's very readable and predictable. Register, so sign up, settings. Okay, and then like parameterized, or I guess, I forgot what that's called, but right. So this route is like the / username, and like that's going to change. Depending on the user, it's not hard-coded basically. It's dynamic. That's the word I was looking for. So extension, user, components. So my guess is, well, we'll look at I'm wondering about this. Like, so we're extending user components. I wonder if this ever doesn't have like the ext. If it's always at ext, like I wonder if they could just, I need to disable that. Okay, article slug. Interesting. What are the difference between these two, right? So I see, a question mark, like a query param. So, okay, are there two types of, oh, sorry, wait, this is the editor. Okay, that makes more sense now. Right, okay. I wonder if there's like a query param like published false or something. And I like this, right? Like you've got the separation with the comments. That's always helpful for reading code. Okay. Entities, right? So we define the user entity. No idea what PSL stands for. I'm sure we'll find out later. So ID, and then the type. So integer, string, and then, right. So we've got like relations, like attributes, basically. If they have any examples where they have two, right? Like, I don't know. I guess right here, ID and default. Oh, an auto increment. Okay. So my guess is it gives you it's an ID, it's an integer. Okay. So I'm guessing the question mark is optional, right? The bio profile picture. So here we know this is an array of articles and the PSL at the, what if you forget that? I don't know. Probably minor, but what if you didn't have to include that? But maybe it's like like for a string template literal in JavaScript, how you have like the backticks. I don't know. Article. Also, I wonder about this minor detail, but like the syntax highlighting, right? Like you've got the attribute or the name, right? Articles, and then here it's orange, right? And then, but like here, something is up with GitHub, the syntax for this. But comment, article tag. Interesting. I wonder why there's this. Actually, yeah, what does that mean? So, we've got these here, and then they've got a line break. Totally minor detail. Who knows? Okay, user operations. Oh, this is kind of cool. Okay. So you've got like a query. So get user, so function import, and then that's a function we define. And, I'm like guessing it looks at like the user entity, like the user table. Update user, so action. So this is a query. This modifies something, which is why it's an action. Okay, cool. So you've got actions and inquiries. Cool. That makes sense. And then I like how they've separated the user and the article ones. Okay, so dependency. Oh, interesting. Okay, we'll have to pay attention to how you add dependencies. I wonder if it's going to be like Rust where you have to, go into the TOML file. Okay. So now let's just peek at, oh, right. Okay, so here's the extension kind of folder. So this is just React. Nothing special to look at there. Actions, let's see. Okay, so they just define like these are just some. So context, they provide context, entities, user, update, where. Okay, so, that kind of reminds me of like, working with Postgres or like type ORM, things like that. Yeah, I can see like unit tests would be super helpful, or I guess, since you're talking to the database, maybe integration tests. Oh, interesting. Well, that's the update. I bet if we looked at the, okay. So, this is just standard React. Special to look at there. Okay. So see, I like this, right? You've got a pattern, actions, queries, components, right? It's probably, who knows if that's required, but it's kind of nice to follow. So auth, so log in, something we import, use history. Okay, that's just React router. Await login. Okay, this looks pretty familiar. So, we assume if this is successful, we'll push them back and they're logged in. That's kind of nice, right? It's just this login function. You don't have to do anything else, from what I can tell. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so I think that makes sense. What a real world app looks like. I wonder if they have a simpler app, which is probably just this to-do app. Cool. Okay. So features and roadmap, that's cool that they're doing this publicly. Or, like, especially as a user, like knowing, hey, what are they working on? What are they prioritizing? ACL, what ACL stands. It might be nice to find these somewhere. Or even if I just hovered over like a tooltip, but minor detail, more auth methods, that's awesome. One-click deployment, nice. TypeScript, minor typo, don't forget the S. Is capital. Visual editor, that's kind of fun. Support for different languages on the back end. That's probably going to draw in a lot of people. Better tooling might be the testing. Inline.js, interesting. Themes and layouts, okay. The language, okay. So create a new app, right? Like this is probably as simple as it gets. That's it. That's the whole app. And then Wasp start. Interesting. I wonder if you can use like npx or if you have to install it as a global, or, if you could do like yarn wasp, probably. Define, actually, maybe not. Define and query a data model. Okay. Import Node.js function. Okay. Right. We looked at that. List of entities. Cool. So take the to-do app tutorial and build the full-fledged to-do app. Awesome. Okay, they got a mailing list. We'll star the repo. Cool. So one kind of fun thing is like, okay, like what's the pace that they're going at, right? So this is a week. Let's look at. So there's 15 active pull requests. 12 have been merged. So this is in the last month. 3 open. So 5 closed. 13 new issues, right? So new issues are being opened, I guess, at double the rate. But look how fast, they're publishing new versions, which is kind of exciting. So obviously like this is very active. Contributors, it's always fun to kind of look at, right? So co-founders or creators. And then, you've got some one-off contributions, which is cool, especially for a new project. Man, I'm jealous. For an open source project I was helping with, we are having issues getting all of these to awesome. They've got a code of conduct, they have a contributing file, the license, issue templates. They're definitely on top of it as far as making sure this is welcoming to the community. Right, so the commit frequency. So first commit maybe was March 1st. Yeah, well, so December. Yeah, so, okay, so almost coming up on a year. And, this is kind of expected, right? Like 0 and 0 on Saturday, right? Like you shouldn't be working on the weekend, which is healthy, unless you want to. Code frequency, okay. Not much else we can see here. Network, that's kind of like forks, right? So stars, forks, 22 people are watching it. Projects. So I wonder, it would be cool if this lined up with the roadmap, because then you could see like, hey, and all the done is, all of this stuff they've built. And then coming up would be in the to-do column or what's in progress. Might be kind of cool, but, we can imagine. Cool. Okay. So I think that's mostly it. As far as just looking at the repo. Yeah. So this is awesome. Oh, they have a Discord too. I'm going to throw that out. So cool. And it looks like they're using Docusaurus, if I had to guess. So the Discord. So yeah, let's just go through the tutorial and kind of see from here. Okay, so awesome. I'm glad they have this info here because I have not set up Wasp. So let's do that. So you need a node version greater than 12 point. So let's just double check what I'm on. Cool. We're in the clear, barely. So you need to be, well, greater than or equal to 12.18.0, and I'm 12.18.3. So we're in the clear. And I like that they have a link here. That's nice, this little toggle feature, because I can hide it. I don't need to look at that, but if you needed to, you could. Okay, cool. And they've got different platforms. So I'm on Mac OS. So we'll copy this. We'll run it. It looks like users.local/bin is not in your path. You'll not be able to invoke Wasp from the terminal. Oh, it's too bad. It would be nice if they added that themselves. Okay. So we'll just go add that to my ZSH RC file, just to the bottom, and we'll comment Wasp. There we go. Okay, cool. So we'll go back to my dev directory. So we're installed. Should we create a new app, or we should go to well, I guess we can just do that real quick. We'll follow all of this. Okay, so I think that, yeah, okay. That's an error. I think that's a DocuSource thing. I guess unless they left those out. But anyways, yeah, copying that. So I'll just manually copy it. So we'll do, actually, I think we have to restart ZSH for that to take effect. All right, and so cool, it's green, which means ZSH recognizes that command. So we'll do wasp creates a new web app. Okay, so it's going to create a new folder. And let's call it my new Wasp app, just to be safe. Dang, that's fast. That's way faster than like a create React app. Okay, so Wasp is still in alpha. Cool, that's actually kind of nice that they kind of remind you so frequently. So we'll cd my new Wasp app, and then we'll run wasp start. Man, Wasp is a little hard to say. Wasp. Cool, it's compiling. Code has been successfully compiled. Project has been generated. Okay. Oh, okay, that's probably why it's so fast. It doesn't compile until you start, maybe for the first time. So, it's a perceived fastness, I guess. I don't know. I guess, because like with Create React App, I think he installed the dependencies and cool. Oh, that's kind of fun. So npm warn deprecated. No idea what that's for. Cool. We've got these logs. So we're doing stuff for the server. Looks a little funky, but that's probably my laptop and not them. So these are just like npm logs. Okay. Well, while that's happening, we'll go back. So it's serving up the web app. So it's compiling. It's going to serve it up. We'll go to localhost. Cool. And then if we go to the to-do app, it'll take you through the core. So we'll do that. Oh, and there's an extension. Nice. I'm on VS Code. So we'll take a look at that. Nice. Okay. Okay. So, right. So it's just, gives you syntax highlighting, which is nice. Ignore. Okay. So I think it's still going. Again, I'm for reference, I'm using a MacBook Air from it's like my wife's, laptop from college. So it's definitely significantly slower than most people who have like him. Let's see. Okay. 2016, 12-inch. Right. So I've got 8 gigs of RAM. Cool. It's still going. Nice. So while we'll just head over to the to-do app. I like that they've got the tutorials right in the docs. I mean, I think that's something that a lot of people put off until the end. And actually, instead of going here, I want to look around. Oh man, that's pretty funny. Danger. Right, yeah. Critical security issues, right? So, they're definitely covering their butts. Oh, cool, okay. So it's opening up the tab, which means our app is compiled and ready. So let's see. Again, the slowness is my side, not Wasp. But, so here we go. Compiled successfully, awesome. You can now view my new Wasp app in the browser. So we can view it on our network too, like if I was on my phone. Not optimized, cool. Sweet, look at that. Oh, it kind of reminds me of Create React App, right? Maybe if this were spinning. But yeah, I mean, this is really, really clean, really nice. And it's just out of the box, right? So I like that it's like, hey, take me to the tutorial, or hey, I need help, let's chat on Discord. That's kind of cool. And they even have the favicon too. Cool. Yeah, let's do the tutorial now. So let's close this bad boy. Oh man, that's nice. Kind of reminds me of is it Nest.js a little bit? Which I think is just backend, not full stack. And I haven't tried Blitz yet, so I can't compare, or Redwood.js. But there's some nice stuff, with nests that this kind of... Anyways, getting sidetracked. So let's go to the to-do app. And I hope they add more tutorials too. Cool, so let's build this together. Love going through tutorials, and it's really easy because you don't have to think, you just follow directions, and then you have something at the end, and then you can kind of evaluate rather than having to solve all the problems and learn the technology at the same time. So cool. If you get stuck, it sounds like their Discord is pretty active, pretty helpful. Okay, so I don't want to look at the code. We're just going to kind of go through the tutorial. Oh, and if you want to know what it's generating, look at the output. Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll create a new project. Oh man, it's so nice when you've got just a CLI it's just like that. So again, I think that's an issue with, this is an issue with DocuSource, right? Like when it copies, it shouldn't copy the $sign. The $sign is just to let you know that, hey, this is like a shell command or bash. Okay, so we'll do, and again, because I have a bunch of other projects in there, I'm just going to call it to do Wasp app, just so I remember. Again, I love how fast that is. And we'll do Wasp start. So again, it's going to compile. It's going to take a little bit, but cool. So we'll read. Right. So first time setup. Actually, we should test that after. So after we start it, we'll kill it, and then we'll start up again and see how fast it is. Because that's definitely something you want to keep in mind, because, obviously I'm starting 2 brand new projects. There's a lot of compilation that needs to happen. So, cool. So we're going to see different output from the client, server, and database. Man, that's so nice that you get all of that out of the box. I think that's what Blitz.js is trying to do, the same thing. Kind of be this full stack framework for JavaScript developers. And I don't think I haven't used Blitz, and I haven't really used any full stack JavaScript frameworks. Nice. Okay, again, yeah, I've got Dark Reader, which is probably messing this up, but cool. So let's go back. So, yep, got the placeholder. Oh, the dark mode was not Wasp. It was probably Dark Reader, but that's cool. Cool. Don't have any features yet. So take a peek at to-do app. Okay, if you want to see how it looks. So let's actually open up VS Code. And so we'll go into, first let's just open the folder. Again, slowness is on my side. All right. And we'll go full. Man, this thing is slow compared to the work log to upgrade that. Okay, so let's go back. So we're going to take a look at it. So it's this dot folder. Nice. Okay. So DB server web app. Very easy to follow. That's actually nice because, when you look at some generated code by other frameworks, sometimes it's this weird hash in the file name, and it's very hard to understand actually what it is. This is this I could pull out the out directory and actually use it probably. Look at that. I mean, this is, you don't get this. They weren't lying when they said human readable output. Interesting. Okay, so there's this Docker file. Interesting. I wonder if you deploy it with Docker then, and it's just all wrapped up. Cool. And even this Wasp info, I mean, very simple. I can read it. Generated on a date, a time, who it was generated by, right? The Wasp compiler, which version. I mean, hat tip to you all. Database. So schema. So I've worked with Prisma before. It's been a while, right? So I don't have the syntax highlighted on, but so it's using a SQLite database. So I like that that's short and readable. We look at this server. All right, so it's ready. Same kind of thing. Again, we're starting up. Oh, and it's just got no daemon built in. That's awesome. Or no demon, however you pronounce that. Cool. Yeah, again, I think this is a dark reader. Well, I like the dark mode. Cool. So again, I wanted to test it out. So we'll kill that and we'll start it back up and see how long does it take. Okay, so it took 5 minutes and 4 seconds. So it audits your packages when it starts up again. Nice. Okay. Actually, we should probably install that. So we've got the main Wasp. So again, we need the extension to get. Look at that. I mean, that's awesome. Nothing else that shows up in the results. So definitely chose a good name. VS Code extension SEO, whatever that. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. Okay. So I'm just gonna kill that. So just so we see the time. So it was probably there for like maybe 20 seconds. So that's actually really nice. So first compilation takes about 5 minutes on my slow machine, and starting back up takes about a minute. Okay. I'm trying to think. I'd have to compare that to like React on this laptop, but we'll skip that for now. So cool. So if we inspect, right? So we're walking kind of through the file structure. Main Wasp, external code. Start with main. 3 concepts, an app, and a page and a route. Okay. And I like how they've got comments right here. So main declaration defines a new web app used as a browser tab title. Okay, so it's still starting. We specify that the React.js implementation or page can be found. Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting way to put it. Yeah, I mean, it's just the React. Oh, and there's a default export. Okay, so that's starting back up. And now in the React component we reference in the main page. Cool, that's what it looks like. As you can see, it's just a simple functional React component using CSS and the Wasp logo. Okay, let's make our first changes. To prepare the clean state for building. And I like that, that they pointed this out, it will automatically pick up your changes. Because, you don't have like this start and this dev mode, right? Where you've got like the dev script is with hot module reloading, for example. And the start is just, starting without watching your changes. So you don't even have to worry about that. You just got one command to run. Okay, cool. So we'll go in here and we're going to make it much simpler. Okay, so so prepare the clean state for building, delete all the files from ext except for main page. Okay. Oh, it's just the logo. Okay. Now we'll go in here. We'll delete these because this doesn't exist. And we'll delete inside here and make this just a div. Hello world. Man, my machine is acting very slow today. Okay, we'll save that. Okay, so there we go. Cool. Nice. Yep, something similar. Little typo there. Next step, some to-do features. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so we've done step 1, 2, 3. Cool. Entities are a very central concept. Since our to-do app is about tasks, we'll define a task entity in Wasp. Well, let's copy that. So, did we install that? Yeah, we did. Okay, we got syntax highlighting. I was just curious because I didn't see like a little... It'd be nice if they could add a little logo, but that's probably not from the Wasp extension and probably from whatever extension I use. Okay, so we'll define an entity. Okay, so I don't think it matters where it goes, but we'll put it right here. So just to revisit what we're doing, entity, task, that weird PSL stuff, ID, integer. I wonder if the spacing, okay. Cool. So description is required, Boolean. So after this, before running, so since Wasp uses Prisma, blah, blah, blah. Okay, after this change, okay, so I need to kill the app and run this migration. This instructs Prisma to create a new database schema migration. Oh, cool. Okay. So we're back here, kill this, delete the $. Okay. So Wasp DB migrate save, and just a comment. Wonder how long that'll take. Oh, that's kind of weird. Wonder what those A's are. It's interesting. Update available for Prisma. I don't even know how. Well, I guess I would just go into the Wasp file. So that took 24 seconds. Okay. Cool. So we can see a new migrations directory. Nice. And it's got the date, or it looks like a timestamp, and then added task entity. Oh, that's cool. Where did it get my name from? Oh, that must be like Git. Dang, and the time. Wow, that's really cool. That'd actually be really helpful in a dev team. You know, like, hey, when was this done? Like, oh, Joe, what are you doing on Saturday running database migration? Okay. And then it's got the diff. Wow, that's nice that they've got the README. Okay. I'm gonna pause 1 sec. All right. Steps. Okay. All right. Let's just keep going. Dang. Sorry. This is, there we go. Okay. Take a look at the database. Oh, okay. Wasp DB Studio. Okay. This kind of makes me think of, in Gatsby, you've got like the GraphQL, whatever it's called. GraphQL Explorer. Interesting. Oh, okay. You know what would be cool is if when I run Wasp start, it should just start the database studio rather than like having to run separate commands. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe people want it separate. I have not used Prisma Studio before. Dark Reader, it's up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, cool. So, click on the specific entity and check out the fields. We don't have any here yet, but we're about to change that. Nice. Okay. See, I like that was not too long. I mean, if I hadn't been talking so much, I probably could have done it in like 2 minutes. We want to admire our tasks. Right, okay. Let's list them. Okay. Primary operations, queries and actions. We saw that before. Queries, fetch and read, actions, change, update. Okay, very simple. Makes sense. To list tasks, we need 2 things. Wasp query. So let's do that first. Oh man, so you just do all this in the Wasp file. That's actually pretty nice. Question is, does it matter where it goes? Well, we're about to find out. Well, I guess, you know, if this were to come before task is defined, maybe that wouldn't work so well. Cool. So we just copied and pasted that, and we'll go into ext and create a new file called queries.js. I wonder if they support TypeScript. Oh wait, that was on the roadmap. Yeah. Cool. Nice. Yeah, because it would just be nice. Like, why does find many take an empty object? You know, like that might be in the TypeScript definition. Let's see. Since we declared in Wasp many that use it, we use it above to fetch. Okay. I think that's just explaining what's going on. Invoking the query from React. Okay, so it's got the highlighted lines. So, well, I guess I could just copy all this and copy and replace. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So let's see what's happening. Get tasks. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. So this name, okay. So the name and the import correspond to what you define here. Use query, that's just like a hook from them. Nice. So, okay. So data comes back and we're defining it as tasks. Is fetching and error. Nice. Okay. Right. Kind of reminds you of Apollo if you've used that. So we have tasks, show the task lists. Task, checkbox, cool, read. Oh, interesting. Wait, why is that read only? Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay. Nice. So they kind of walk you through it. React query. Oh, that's cool. They use React query under the hood. Okay. Haven't used that, but okay. Well, we could call directly get task calling. Gives us the reactivity. Cool. Okay, so I need to start it back up because I've got Studio running. Let's see. Okay, let's keep reading. Man, I love this. This is like actually nice, like a really good tutorial because, I see. Okay, so it's got authentication. Gotcha. Okay, so the basics are short. So let's go to the next one while this is waiting. So creating tasks, same thing. We're just adding it to that Wasp file. This is actually kind of nice because you don't have to, I feel like you can get file fatigue in JavaScript just by adding more files for everything you got to do. Okay, so we got our query. Now we've got, that means that it's started. Okay, and then we'll define the implementation. So again, actions. I love how they like give you, or, they've got like a specific format you got to follow. That's kind of nice. We put JS function. This should probably say a JS function in the new file, but we could have put it anywhere. Oh, actually, okay, so it doesn't matter. That's actually really important that they pointed that out. Okay, so React. So I'm just going to copy all of this. I'm thankful that they, cool. So new task form. Okay, so that's just a form, handle your submit, etc. Creating a task, setting. Interesting. I wonder why they set description, but that's not super. Window.alert, cool. Here we call our action directly no hooks because we don't need any reactivity. This is just regular React code. That's it. Oh, try creating. Nice. See, but we haven't added that. That's probably why it's read only. We'll probably change it. Okay, now I'm getting it. Automatic invalidation updating queries. You notice how when you create a task, the list is automatically updated? Oh, that's the reactivity of React query. Nice. That's actually super cool. Okay, so it's doing this all for you. Out of the box, Wasp will make sure that your queries deal with entities are always in sync. Man, that needs to be highlighted. That's awesome. Automatic invalidation is very convenient. In some situations, it's wasteful and could be... Okay, I'm glad that they point that out. Because it's like, oh yeah, that's in the back of your mind, but to hear it as a reminder is helpful. Okay. Oh, and you can track it. That's cool. So updating tasks. So, man, this is nice. Again, I like that there's just one file. See, like this is nice. I can just kind of copy and paste and kind of go through and follow this tutorial. Again, I don't have to think about the implementation. I can just kind of get a feel for Wasp. Okay, so in this case, I can't just copy because I missed some stuff. Tasks, and then on... Oh, wait, oh, nice, okay. Oh, actually, they should probably highlight this line because they're removing the read-only. Otherwise, you're going to forget. Cool. Now let's check those to-dos on. I like the wink, yep. Wait, did all of my tasks get deleted? No, they're there. Okay. Nice, okay. Cool. Oh, boy. Well, let's go for it. So we'll copy this. Oh wait, I've got an entity up here, so I'll put those together because I know that's how they did it. Again, we'll copy this. So I'll just start up a new tab. Okay, so that's running. We'll keep going. Right, so we're going to add, like to have auth, we need a user defining auth declaration. We'll copy this over here. Nice. So that's just this like auth block user entity, right? So this is all that we've seen before. Small minor detail, consistency for, that's not what I wanted. One small minor detail is, with the tasks, right? There's no space between the word and the bracket, but with email and password there is. So, but minor detail, consistency, which I'm sure, everyone would. What this means for us, Wasp now offers us all of these. Oh, cool. Okay, so you add this to your Wasp file, and now you get access to these things. Very high-level API. Nice. Okay. So we'll copy this. This matters where it goes, but we'll do it here. Oh, right. Okay, cool. So we're adding 3 routes. Nice. Okay, we need the login page. Sign-up page is very similar. Nice. Okay. Updating the main page to check if they're authenticated. Oh, look at that one line. You don't have to wrap any components and, double check that they're logged in and then redirect. We just throw that field on there and we're good to go. Oh, okay. And when it's set to true, you get a user object. So nice. Very nice. Okay. It started already, so we saved us some time. But I'm in full screen. Nice. Okay. Now go to /, it'll ask you to log in. Oh, look at that. It's already there. Let's do Joe. Dude, look at that. Dang. Okay. Oh, and we can run the studio that was set up. It's probably because I'm in. And we'll run wasdb studio. So another piece of feedback, I wish they just opened it up for me. I know that the web app opens up for you, so why can't the studio? So there's our to-dos. I don't see, that's weird. Why do I not see the use? Oh, sorry. I've got to open it. Okay, there we go. Cool. That is not my password, but I definitely hit 1, 2, 3, but that's cool. If you try logging in with different users and creating tasks, that all users are still sharing tasks. Gotcha. Okay, so we probably need to, we got to update the user entity. So we've got this relation. Let's see. Tasks. So a user has oh yeah, what I was going to ask was spacing. There we go. Okay. And then the task. Cool. So we modified them. So because we modified entities, we have to create a migration, right? So I'm going to need a new window. Go to dev, and then migration. So that's going. Note, we made a user and a user ID and task optional because that allows us to keep existing tasks. Oh, I'm glad they pointed that out. I didn't even notice. Right, you could get an unwanted state in the database. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I like that they pointed that out. Okay. All right, updating operations to forbid access to non-authenticated users. Okay, so inside of queries, nice. Okay, so we just throw in at 403 for actions. So we're just, we're basically just making sure there's a user. If someone's logged in, really. Okay, so, and everything should work. Each user has their own tasks. Okay, so I don't have any tasks because I haven't created any. Joe's task. Okay. So how do we log out? All right, well, just assume that works. Oh, and we've got the studio too, so we can see. I wonder, did I do that right? Oh, sorry. I was assuming there'd be like maybe you have to restart the studio. Well, let's just see. So on the users, there's a tasks. So I probably got to restart. Close this one and we'll restart and we'll wait for that to load. Oh, there's the logout button that I was looking for. And that's going to be in the main page. Throw that down there. And then we've got this. And we'll see that the studio. All right. Okay. So the studio is loading. It would be cool if I didn't have to restart the studio, but that's probably a Prisma. Let's see. Okay. We're getting there. Cool. Now that's working as expected. Okay. So let's sign up again. We'll start up. We'll do Johnny. Password doesn't matter. So Johnny's tasks, and we don't want to save it. If we go here, now we've got Johnny's tasks. Cool. So that's working. That's awesome that that's just there, especially if you're building like an app that's like a to-do app. Dependencies. Oh, one with clocks. That's kind of fun. Okay. So it is kind of like Rust in that sense that you got to just add it in. There's no like Wasp add dependency kind of, but that would be nice. If it's already running, stop it first. Right. Okay. All right. I don't want Safari. So we'll kill the studio and we'll actually just run it. Window. There we go. We'll just do the integrated terminal because that's easier rather than having to switch screen. Wasp. Start. Okay. So, and then we'll create a clocks and we'll import it into the main. I didn't know there was a clocks. I wonder why we're wrapping it in a div. We'll put it, I don't know, above. Okay, because as you can see, we're importing other files from X completely normal. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Weird. Okay. Oh no. Something's already running on port 3000? That's weird. It's not this. Don't need Safari. That's really weird. What is running on 3000? That's really weird. I don't know what's running on 3000. I stopped Prisma Studio. Let's try again. Okay, well, that's running. But, we're basically at the end. So, yep. They remind you again to check out the out directory. What's next? Well, you could check the language section of the docs. Or you could try building something on your own. Cool. That's awesome, man. Well, cool. Let's see if it works this time. No. Okay. I don't know what's running on port 3000, so that's my bad. That's weird though, that I felt like I closed iTerm, which is where they were running. Let's just double check. That's so weird. Okay. Maybe Wasp didn't quit when iTerm quit, and I forgot how to kill a port. Don't think. Oh wait, I still have it. Okay. Let's try kill 3000. Kill a process. All right, well, I can figure that out. It says there's a node problem, so that's so weird that didn't stop. That might be a bug. Let's just double check. Yeah, that worked. Okay. Man, so weird. Okay. Well, that might be a bug, or that could be an iTerm. Anyways, cool. Well, that's Wasp. First impressions. Hope you enjoyed it.